What's up everyone, it's Kyle here, back at you with another video. And in this video, it's all about Theta, baby. Let's get into it. Starting off nice and easy over on Coinbase, and perhaps if I continue to do that, Coinbase might list Theta. Wouldn't that be sweet? Looking at this line chart here on the 24-hour, looks like it's trying to round out here, trying to find its footing. Sticking in a low at about $10.67 and looks to be trying to march its way back to the upside. We see Theta down 4.44% on the day, down 10% on the week, up 4.38% on the month, and it is up 11,903% on the year. The 24-hour trade volume is at 442 million, and the market cap is hanging on to 11 billion at the time of recording. Bouncing over to Coin Market Cap, we see that Theta is hanging on to rank number 16 and is currently trading at $10.99. And in just 3 days from the time of recording on April 25th, 2021, the Theta Network World Poker Tour Cash Game Part 2. And it's always fun to remind ourselves that more than 140 million World Poker Tour viewers globally will be able to participate in the real-time NFT drops and auctions during live television and cable broadcast. I just absolutely love that kind of exposure for Theta. And for those of you that might have missed the last cash game, there's actually a link here. You can watch it right on Theta TV. So I'm going to put this in the description down below. And don't forget to stop by and see my channel as well, as I've been on Theta TV for a while now, supporting the cause, getting to know the community, and it's just been a lot of fun over here. And as you can see, Theta Network is on full display for the flop, turn, and the river right in the heart of the action. You just gotta love this kind of exposure. And here we have Godzilla up on the 4-hour chart in TradingView. And at the time of recording, Godzilla is still looking a little bit droopy here. It's forming a pendant formation here, and usually these are continuation patterns in direction of price action. So being that price action dump to the downside, statistically speaking, this has a slightly better chance to break to the downside versus the upside. However, this is very, very short-term shit right here, and it doesn't mean that it has to do that. It's just giving us the statistics. Now, for anybody that believes in Theta, you should almost be hoping for this in a way, because if price action was to resolve this to the downside, perhaps it organically drifts its way down to this liquid zone here, coming in around the $8 mark, and the bottom side coming in around $7.32. And that is likely where the next major buy the dip opportunity could be present for Theta. Of course, being that Bitcoin isn't dumping into the toilet, that the overall market isn't going into the toilet, that all is well in the world. I'm talking about organic price action that just kind of, constructively floats its way to the downside here. That's likely a really big buying opportunity, would likely be a gift so long as the bull market continues in the crypto sphere. But again, it doesn't have to resolve it this way. I think this is going to be quite dependent upon Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues to look droopy as well. And we all know that Bitcoin can play out some pretty nasty corrections even under bullish conditions. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. So I look at this as very short term. It wouldn't be bad news to me if it did drift its way back down there. Like I said, it could be a pretty good opportunity down there. If I come out to the daily chart here, it looks crazy right now. Hold on. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's get the moving averages back on here. Also, I did take off the horizontal that I had plotted in here. It was, the horizontal line was approximately, let's see, I had it $11.19, I believe. That's 17 cents, but it was right around here. And the last actionable signal that I feel we got off that was this daily candle body closure here. And in that video, I was talking about if we got that daily candle body closure, that likely attest to that 55, which I consider this completely a test. We got that price action shot back up, and now you can see that the horizontal is kind of being invalidated here. I mean, I suppose we could look at this as a potential signal that it's going to test back down to the 55. However, I would be looking more for a candle body to close below this candle body for that. So I just decided that this is no longer serving us. Let's just get rid of it. And now what's important to me is these two purple box liquid zones, because any price action between these two zones, for me personally, is just consolidation and a greater overall macro range. This obviously being the absolute bottom side of it, and this being the top side of it here. Being just that we're range bound between these two purple boxes, I don't mind this price action whatsoever. But anyway, if Theta does decide to continue towards the downside, again, I'll be watching this 55, which is coming in around that $9.76. Daily candle body closure below that, then we likely get that test to this liquid zone here. And I do see the 89 poking its nose up above that liquid zone. So now we have plenty of confluence in that area. So it's definitely an area of interest for me to potentially be buying some more Theta if and when price action even gets down there. However, if price action just keeps floating along here and Bitcoin's able to pick itself back up, then likely we're going to see Theta just drift its way back up to this liquid zone here. Of course, the first thing I want to see here is I want to see daily candle body closures start happening above above that 21, 10, and 30. I'd like to see those moving averages get back into a bullish posturing. So basically, I want to see the lower periods living above the higher periods, and I'd love to see that take place and then price action approach this liquid zone again. Of course, everybody knows that I'm looking for the daily candle body closure above the $15 mark, and of course, confirming this as future support. Then I think Theta is going to be ready for its next big leg, like a big pop like this one that we saw right here. So let's check out the momentum oscillators down below. So RSI is still under a little bit of pressure, but it's trying to find its footing in the neutral zone here. We see the exponential moving average still with a fairly aggressive slope to the downside. What do we see on the stochastics? Stochastics on the daily are trying to find support on the edge of the bearish control zone. It'd be really sweet to see them cross back to the upside here. But of course, we don't have that cross present right now. No actionable signals, but we'll pay attention to this over the next couple days. Down here on the MACD, the moving averages are still nosediving here, and we are getting our fifth bar of fairly negative momentum here on the histogram. But at the end of the day, I think this is going to hinge a lot on the health of the rest of the market, as well as Bitcoin. We already know Theta is a great project. It's been a strong coin with a really good looking chart for quite some time. So this is one of the coins that's going to benefit now from the positive motions of the overall market. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. If I toggle back over to Bitcoin here, you can see that it is putting in a bit of a descending triangle now. It used to be a pennant formation. And basically what this is telling us is that the bulls, they're defending this horizontal here on the wicks, and up here, they're defending it on candle body closures. And each time the bulls are stepping in, the sellers are just getting more and more aggressive. So this is putting a bit of pressure on Bitcoin. And if this daily candle body closes below the 55, that'll be the second candle body to close there. And if price action comes down to test this horizontal, I'm not sure it will hold up on a third test. I don't have a very strong opinion on that. However, that does look a little bit droopy. We see the RSI getting back in the bearish control zone here. We see stochastics still technically down in the bearish control zone. We see the MACD with a bearish cross here, but no major break of that structure just yet. And we do see the histogram picking up a little bit of juice right now. But if we come out to a weekly on Bitcoin, and yeah, there we go. Bitcoin, if we go way back to the last bull cycle here, I'm just going to get rid of, let's see if I can get rid of some of these. There we go. On the last bull cycle here, we can see that Bitcoin likes to test that 21. So it's in bullish trajectory here in an uptrend on the weekly. And we see that it does like to come down and base off that 21. It did it here on candle body closures, did it here. Now, another thing to keep in mind too, is when it does these overall greater corrections, it can be to the tune of 40%. I mean, if we pull us up to the candle body closures here, let's give me another one. If we come here, 37% if we go from candle body to candle body. But the point is that Bitcoin does like to play off that 21 in bullish corrections. We see it. We just saw it a few times there. Let's see right here, wick right here. So have we even seen that once in this bull market? Let's have a look. Nope, haven't even seen it once. So perhaps Bitcoin does play that out. Now, the 21 is down around 44,616, and I'm sure that if well, I can't be sure about anything, but if Bitcoin was to retrace down to the 21, a lot of people would likely be screaming bloody murder. It's over. The top is in. Bitcoin's going to zero. The bubble popped and all that kind of stuff. But remember, historically speaking, when Bitcoin plays out an actual greater correction on a weekly time schedule when it's in an uptrend, well, it can hit that 21. It can base off the 21 and reverse. And we haven't even seen it test the 21, not even once. And it did it at least 3 times in the last bull cycle. So perhaps if it does come down to that 21, for me personally, I've got resting buy orders sitting down there and I'm ready to buy that up. Now, if the weekly was to close below that 21, and we got continuation, well, then my bias would have to change because that would be a very big change of behavior. But at the very least, there's going to be quite a bounce there. And I could just see the headlines now, you know, CNBC is pronouncing Bitcoin dead again. And to zero it goes. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen Bitcoin pronounced dead since I've been trading cryptocurrency. But anyway, if Bitcoin does decide to play that out, then the overall greater the greater target for me would be around that $45,000 mark. And that would likely beat up Theta a little bit. But perhaps they would come down and maybe test the 10 on a weekly, which is actually above the liquid zone. And we do see the weekly 21 down around $6.40. But again, as weekly candle bodies continue to close up at these levels, these moving averages are just going to keep rising up higher and higher. And that's really all I got to say about that.